Actually, my very first manager out of college, Miss Fitzgerald, Kathy Fitzgerald, she was super influential. It was very unusual. I had not actually worked for anybody, even at my jobs in college where there had been a female boss. And Miss Fitzgerald was an amazing, amazing woman. She never went to college. She worked her way up from a sales associate on the floor at the department store that I started my career at. And then she worked her way all the way up to store manager. She was running the entire store. She'd walk around in her 4-inch heels, chain smoking her cigarettes out the back parking lot. She was a force to be reckoned with, but she was also very supportive. So it was an amazing opportunity to see a really strong woman being successful. And let's be honest, like being behind the 8 ball, I got out of college in the early 90s. And so for her to have achieved the sales manager status that she did without a college degree and not being a man, almost every other, in fact, every other store manager in the group that I belonged to were men. And so she was an amazing role model right out of the gate, but she was also there to give you a pat on the back or give you a Kleenex if you've had a bad day. And so I always remember how influential she was. I don't know if my first manager had not been a strong woman like Kathy Fitzgerald, if I would be in the place I am today. It was so inspiring to see how she had come up through the ranks, but owned her own life, her own income. And she loved what she did. She'd run around the store, 2 different floors, escalators, making sure that everything was perfect. She was a hard worker. After what Miss Fitzgerald did for me as a leader, a manager, a coach, and a mentor, my first job out of college, I've always wanted to emulate that. I wanted to give back to others in the way that she gave to me. I wanted to present them with information that they may not have. Again, they always say, you don't know what you don't know. And boy, howdy, did I not know a lot of things coming out of college. And she taught me an immense number of things. So I always pay special attention to those who are early in their sales career and making sure that I'm helping them figure out what they don't know. It's important for me to be a part of that process for them. I want them to call me years later and say, thank you. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for being a teacher and an educator. Thank you for putting me on the right path. And that's really the reason I wrote the book as well, because I wanted to make sure that if I didn't run across you in person, that somehow I might be able to touch your life and your career.